Dr. Gould, how do we get in the sun when the sun, to help prevent cancer, when the sun itself causes cancer?
Well, you know the answer that the sun doesn't cause cancer. Inappropriate sun exposure can cause cancer. And when I say inappropriate, I mean too much or too little. The biggest and most common sense argument I have, where you can just take any scientific study and just shove it aside, is say melanoma. Everyone believes melanoma is caused by being in the sun too much. That on its surface is ridiculous. And if you look at any study, it's also completely unfounded. If melanoma were caused by excessive sun exposure, we'd see it on the tops of our ears, on our nose, on our head, and all the areas that are exposed. Those are the areas we get squamous cell carcinoma and basal cell carcinoma. So people are still freaking out. They hear carcinoma, squamous cell. This is all scary shit to people, as it should be. But the understanding that chronic sun exposure without maintaining a normal vitamin D level will result in cancer. Melanoma is caused by too little sun exposure, not too much. And that's just common sense. I don't need a single study to prove that. You can see it every day. So you could be in the sun and you could be taking vitamin D and now your vitamin D level is low. The reason is because of something called glyphosate. You've heard of glyphosate before. It's in Roundup. You can buy it at Home Depot or 7-Eleven. And what this stuff does, one of the components of what it does is it actually prevents the enzymes in your liver from activating the vitamin D that you take in into the 25-OHD form. That's the amount that your doctor measures. Oh, you're low. And you're thinking, well, I am taking vitamin D. Why is my level not high? Because glyphosate is destroying the enzymes, the CYP or CYP enzymes in the liver. That's your first step. You take in vitamin D from sunlight or from supplements. It goes to your liver to get activated, hydroxylated, and it becomes a 25-OH vitamin D. That's the storage form that should be everywhere in your body. Now you have to activate that again to make it active, and the enzymes that do this are being destroyed by what's in all of the industrial foods that most people are eating. Sure. So there's vitamin D3 and vitamin D2. Vitamin D2 is the plant vitamin D. There's no point in checking it, although some doctors do. We don't care about that. Vitamin D3 is the human or animal version. It's the only one that you can buy. In the past, and still to this day, when you go to your doctor, if they actually do a vitamin D test and they tell you you're low, they will give you a prescription for 50,000 IU of vitamin D2. And this sounds like it's going to solve all your problems because that's a massive dose. And you take it they usually give it to you for a couple of weeks and then they're done. And they're not thinking, first of all, vitamin D2 is not as effective as vitamin D. It'll work on the receptor, but it's not as effective. It doesn't last as long. The second thing is what led you to have a vitamin D deficiency in the first place. Nothing's changed unless you change your lifestyle, change your diet, change your habits. So it's a complex question, and you need to think of it this way. There's different ways to raise your vitamin D level. So most people will be taking a dose like 2,000, 3,000, 5,000. Doctors tell patients they cannot take more than 4,000 international units. That's the maximum, which is nonsense. It's absolute garbage. There is no one-time toxic dose for vitamin D. I just posted a video today on Instagram about what you do if you get COVID and you have not been supplementing at least 5,000 IU of vitamin D for at least 3 months. If you haven't been doing that, you're low, especially because it's the middle of winter. Tell your doctor that you take 10,000 IU of vitamin D and you're going to see their reaction. They go, that's toxic. Like just on cue every time, which is ridiculous. You could make 20,000 IU of vitamin D by going in the sun for 20 minutes or a half an hour. That is a physiologic amount. That's the amount Mother Nature wanted you to make.
DoctorsToTrust.com. Please share this video with loved ones.